People of Instagram, this is Jose Trujillo, world's greatest living artist, coming to you here from the art studio. I hope you guys are doing excellent. I hope you guys are doing great. Let me move some of this stuff. Check this out. Check out my embosser because you haven't seen it. Look at that. Bam. Ain't that cool? Look at the little... My nails are dirty. Look at that little... Yeah, check it out. Very cool. Anyways, I just wanted to show you guys that. I emboss my certificates of authenticities because I'm cool like that. Gives them a little extra little punch. Guys, today is Mindset Monday. Be there or be square. Let me get my hair to look fabulous as it always does. Look at that. Man, I look good. Today, I'm going to help you guys get your mindset right. Get your hustle on. Keep that mindset in a positive vibration. You got to vibrate in a positive way. Otherwise, life is going to start smacking you and you're going to feel like you can't move anywhere. You're not getting anything done. I know lots of you guys are artists. I know what it feels like to operate at peak capacity and everything's flowing well and you're getting commissions and you're getting exhibits and people call you to get interviewed and all of a sudden, nothing, right? Nothing. What's happening? Oh man, nothing's happening, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the reason nothing is happening is because there is no outflow, okay? And the reason there is no outflow, you just take it back, it's because you're being negative. There's negativity happening, right? Like, I know, like, a lot of people are like, oh man, like, how do I get this to happen? You got to change your mindset. Yes, you got to change your mindset. And that's the very first thing. And then you got to create tremendous amount of outflow for things to start rolling for you, right? But if you just create outflow, but your mindset is not right, you're going to wear yourself out. You're going to tire yourself because you're not going to be enthusiastic. You're going to feel like you're in a hamster wheel. How many of you have been in that place where you feel like you're in a hamster wheel and nothing's happening for you? I've been in that place. It's because the mindset is off, right? The mindset is off. There's a negative. Do not be negative. No negativity here. No negativity in the art studio. I'm actually doing some posters. I'm going to be showing you guys some posters that I'm going to be providing for people that follow me as tools, right? You don't have to buy them, sorry. As tools to remind yourself of where you have to be mentally and where you have to be physically in order to produce your artwork. Anyways, enough with that. Let's move that away. Today's Mindset Monday, and I want to help you get your hustle back, your hustle on. If you have hustle and it's not on, let's make it faster and harder. If you have no hustle, let's get some hustle on, all right? Because it all starts right here. It all starts right here. This guides this, okay? This guides this. Or vice versa, whatever, however you want to look at it. But I believe that intention touches the heart, and then the heart creates the production, right? So how do you get your mindset right? This is what I'm going to talk about today. How do you get your mindset right? How's it going? Hello, Tabi. How's it going? Thank you so much. Thank you those of you who have been giving me hearts. I got my Starbucks on. Yeah. Venti. So how do you get your mindset right? Very simple, okay? Here's three ways, or 3 steps, not 3 ways, 3 steps to get your mindset right. This is not written in stone, guys. This is what has worked for me. I'm not going to tell you something that I read somewhere that I haven't practiced or I have no idea about. This is stuff that works for me, that I do, that I constantly do. This is how I provide for my family. This is how I create a full-time art business, right? I'm a full-time artist. This is how I do it. And no, I'm not a full-time artist because I don't know, because I'm monetizing on YouTube or some stuff like that. No, I sell artwork. I sell paintings, prints, original work, paintings, acrylics, landscape portraits, and on, charcoal drawings. I create artwork and I sell it, and that's how I provide income. And in order for me to start doing that, I have to have my mindset right. The mindset needs to be right. Otherwise you can't produce, and much less show, right, what you produce. and even much less show aggressively, right, to the world. Show the world what you're doing. So here are the 3 steps. Number 1, step 1, how to get your mindset right, okay? Step 1, do anything. A lot of us get caught up in what I'm going to do. What should I do first? What should I do first? You want to do anything. This is why you have to, not you have to, but this is why I chose this as number 1. Do anything, because you're dropping expectation. Really, it's drop expectation, but because this is more about action. I want to ask you guys, do anything in the studio or in your art business or whatever you're doing. Like if you're like, man, I should get that gallery, or should I spend some 30 minutes doing this? Do anything. Right now, there is no right thing. So I hope that you guys are following up here what I'm trying to say. Okay, so again, how to get your mindset right. Number 1, do anything. Do anything. There is no right or wrong way of doing things right now. What this exercise will do is going to help you drop expectation. And I'm not saying drop expectation as in ask less of yourself or feel like you deserve less. No. Dropping expectation means you drop the idea of what it's supposed to look like, right? Your artwork, your presentation, your videos, your proposals for commissions, whatever. You drop that and you just do, right? You do anything. You just drop it. And that creates a momentum, right? It creates, oh, okay, I can do this, because you're not thinking about it, right? You're not thinking about it. So you're sort of tricking yourself. Not in a negative way, but you're suspending the mind so that you're able to create activity. So number 1, do anything, guys. Anything. It doesn't matter what it is, whether go paint, go talk to a gallery, whatever it is, but go full in, right? Do anything. There is no right or wrong way. Number 2, how to get your mindset right is do it quick. Do it quick. Do anything is number 1. Number 2, do it quick. You want to use speed. When your mindset is not right, you want to use speed. Why do you want to use speed? Because in speed, you don't think, right? You're not thinking. For example, if you're walking, let's say that you're walking somewhere, right? You have time to think, right? If you're sitting down, you have time to think, lots of time to think, right? If you start walking, you think less. If you start running, now the whole body is moving with you, you think even less, right? And if a dog's chasing you, right, you think even less. Now it's full survival mode. You're not even thinking, right? It's just survival. Like all of your super intelligent properties come out and help you, right? So that's what I want to get you guys to do. Do anything and do it quick. Because if you're doing it quick, 2 things happen. You're suspending the mind, right? You're suspending the mind, which is a fantastic thing to do. If you don't believe me, please, you don't have to believe me. Go read the memoirs and go read the lives of the great artists. Any great artist will tell you they left that written already. Like I know I talk about this a lot, and people are like, man, you're crazy. No, like I need my mind. Of course you have it. No one's taking it away. What I'm saying is to suspend it a little bit. To suspend it. Because your mind is the thing that gets you in trouble to begin with. Because it's a tool. It's not who you are. It's just a tool. Right? So that's how you get your mindset right. You recognize that it's not who you are. It's just a tool. You are you. The mind, your capacity to think. See, you didn't even say I'm saying your mind because it's not you. Right? I'm not saying you mind. I'm saying your mind. It belongs. It's not you. It's not who you are. Just like your body, it's not who you are. So you want to be able to suspend the mind a little bit. And by doing this, is you do anything because you drop expectation, and then you do it quick. And the faster you go at it, oh, I need to call a gallery. Boom, pick up the phone right now. Boom, call the gallery. Oh, I need to go walk in the gallery and I want to talk to this gallery owner, or I want to send a presentation, or I want to make a video like Jose is doing, one of those Instagram videos. Don't think about it. Boom. You start, watch it after this though. Don't miss this. It's super juicy info. But, you just got to move. You got to move. You got to move quick. You got to do anything. You got to move quick. Move quick is number 2. Number 3 is do multiple tasks. in a lapse of time. Let's call it a day, right? Rather than saying, man, I got all these things to do, right? And they're going to take me months to do. Try to bring him close to you. This is something that I've learned from one of my mentors. It's probably the single best lesson that I've learned. I still have a hard time with it because the mind wants to tell you that there's not going to be any fruit. And it's not true. What you do is that instead of doing, 30 tasks that you are going to do throughout the week or the month, right? That you're like, I got to call these 3 galleries. I got to DM someone on Instagram. I got to send this email with some pictures and blah, blah, blah. I got to finish that painting. Of course, not everything is going to take you to do fast, but you want to touch it, right? You want to touch it all. You want to be able to touch it and do it quick. And what this does, I know it sounds like, oh man, this is like madness. This is the way they do it. That's why they call them prolific. No one that is doing anything is not prolific. They are prolific, and that is how they get to do these things. You know, you see the Oprahs, you see the Chuck Close, the painters, right? Anyone, Kehandy Wiley, which I love his work. You see all these works happening. This is because they're prolific. They're prolific not just in creating artwork. They're prolific in getting the artwork out there. They're prolific in talking to the museums. They go and expand themselves, right? They fit more tasks in a day. So what does all of this have to do with mindset? It's got everything to do with mindset. It's got absolutely everything to do with mindset. If you are not stacking, right, activity in periods of time, you're going to feel defeated. Why? Because we're not see, the whole thing is time. The whole thing, the reason why we feel down and we're like, oh man, I can't get to do that, blah blah, it's because you're operating with time. You're operating with time. I know it sounds like a weird concept, but if I want an exhibit, right, and I'm like, oh man, but I gotta call this, and I gotta do that, and I gotta do this paintings, and I gotta create this artwork, and I gotta buy the frames, and they cost so much, and then I have to put more hours, and on and on and on, and all this negativity. What you're really saying, it's going to take so long for it to happen, right? So what you want to do is crunch that time. Get as much activity as possible in that gap of time. This is a high-end tip, guys. And I call it a high-end because for the longest time, I didn't even talk about this kind of stuff. I learned it from a mentor. It changed my life. It literally changed my life. And I still have a hard time with it. Like going, not because I can't, but because it's paradigm, right? I still feel like, oh man, I can't do that right now. No, I got to focus on this. No, you got to crunch in time. And you got to utilize it as much as you can. So again, how do you get your mindset right? You do anything, number one. There is no right or wrong activity. Do not allow your mind or other people to tell you that you're doing a wrong activity. Any activity is good activity, especially when you're starting out. Any activity is good activity. Okay? Cleaning your studio, getting that commission done, whatever, you know. The more you focus on activities that are pressing you, not that are important, because if you go that route, everything is important, right? You're like, oh man, I haven't talked to my friend in 7 months. That's extremely important. No, dude, finishing that commission that you haven't finished is more important because that'll put the bread on the table. Come on, like, let's be realistic, right? So this is what I mean by doing anything. I'm talking about your career, okay? I'm not talking about like go visit your auntie that you haven't seen and then you'll use that to procrastinate. No, like do anything that has to do with your career. Maybe it's put something on Facebook. Boom, boom, boom. You know, getting back to someone who talked to you in a positive way about your artwork. By the way, if someone's talking to you in a negative way, don't get back to them. I've learned that the hard way. Don't get back to them. They suck your energy. Not necessarily them, but you give in your own ego, right? So you'll have your energy drained. Don't get back to people that are commenting negative stuff on you or whatnot. Just positive stuff. And if you do comment something, if you have the awareness and the strength, comment something positive back. Be like, oh, okay, well that's your point of view. Awesome, bye. That's it. You know, much better not to say anything. I just learned that one the hard way. I thought I knew it, but when it's a bunch of people, this happened to me recently, it's better to just walk away, right? Because it's a mob mentality sometimes. So anyways, that's when you get a lot of people watching you or commenting on what you're doing. Again, I'm gonna run these 3 points again, okay? These 3 steps, guys. How to get your mindset right. If you're an artist, photographer, painter, I don't care what you do. You sculpt with bubble gum or you sculpt with marble, whatever you do. Mindset is the single most important thing. Mindset controls everything, right? When people say it's work, it's hustle. Yes, it is. It's work, it's hustle, it's all of that. But the layer behind that, right? The layer behind work and hustle and being smart and working smart, not hard, and all that BS, the layer behind that is mindset. When you have mindset, right? What happens when you have the right mindset, your heart starts bumping, beating at a whole other vibration. And I'm not talking about some voodoo stuff or whatever. No, I'm talking about just life. You get enthusiastic. Just think about something that drives you, right? Your mindset's right. You think about something that drives you. You think if you're married, you think about your spouse, right? Or your kids, your whatever, right? Your mission. You think about it, your parents, whatever, and it drives you, and it makes you enthusiastic about being around that person or fighting that cause or whatever, because the mindset's right. Many times as artists, what happens is that because we move so slow, we're slow movers, right? We're like, oh man, I have to think about my artwork, I have to contemplate, retrospective, blah blah blah, all this BS, which is cool, right? If you're not in that move, right? If you're not in that wave where you have to get your artwork sold because you're trying to become a full-time artist, or you're trying to become an artist, for a living, not just a hobbyist or a weekend warrior, but for a living, right? You're like, man, I wish I could get my gallery shows, and the ultimate dream would be to live from creating my artwork. It's very possible. It's extremely attainable, especially in certain countries. I live in the U.S. It's extremely attainable here. People that are not making a living creating their artwork, especially in this day and age, I don't know what the hell is going on through their heads. It's so attainable. It's just that we have to remove the clutter. We're full of BS. We're full of clutter. It's not us. It's the mentality came from, well, I don't know where it came from, but it's been passed, right? The whole bohemian idea of being the artist, that no one understands me. I gotta be, I gotta wait for the muse to show. I gotta feel inspired. I'm not feeling it today. If you go to your job, I don't know, maybe you work, I don't know, you're an accountant. I always say accountant because just, it's like the most serious job I can think of right now. Or ever. Numbers, right? You're an accountant, you can't tell your job, like, your boss, maybe you'll get away with saying, I don't feel it today. He'll be like, oh, okay, well, take the day or whatever. Especially if you're good at it, right? Take the day. We better have you rested, right? But if you're an artist, we pull this stuff all the time. We're like, man, I'm not feeling it today. I don't feel it. I'm not, I'm not, I don't know. I say something really stupid. I say, I can't find my swing. Well, I don't say it anymore, but I used to say, I can't find my swing, I'm not in flow, blah, 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 and all this stuff. No, you ain't in flow because you ain't working. How could you be in flow? You can't be in flow if you're not working. People are like, man, I'm not in flow. The only reason you're not in flow is because you have this negativity holding you back. This idea, I go like this because I imagine like this nasty thing with tentacles, right? This idea just holding you back of things are supposed to look this way. Things are supposed to look that way. If my artwork doesn't look this way, I'm not going to show it. You're doing yourself a disservice when you're saying that. It's better to show something that is not to your, standard or to your high level of looking at things than to not show anything. Because you don't know that. See, you're operating from this little lens. You're looking at the world like this instead of receiving the world like this. What you want to do is receive the world like this. Like, receive it. Don't look at it like this. Receive it like this. The party to save the world says the hard part isn't climbing the mountains. It's the pebble in your shoe. It's so true. It's so true. It's the pebble in your shoe. You've nailed it right there, man. See, it's you're 100% correct in that. 1,000, I would say. Bam! That's a bomb right there. I love that. The party to save the world just threw a bomb. It's awesome. It's perfect. I wanna go into it a little bit. The hard part is not climbing the mountain, it's the pebble in your shoe. Okay? Many times what happens to us is that we're damn good at creating artwork. We're just good at it. We can create art. We've been creating art for a long time. We've been drawing since we were kids. If you ask any artists, they're like, when did you become an artist? 99% of them are going to be like, before I was born, the more hippie, right? Before I was born, when I was 5 years old. It's true. I can't remember when I started liking artwork because it was so natural for me. I remember when I started painting in oils and doing more sophisticated stuff, but I was 14 years old when I started doing oils, but I always liked art. So most of us are really good at creating artwork. We're masters at our own craft, whether we know it or not. We've been doing it for so long. We have a point of view, and many of us are still trying to look like someone else. Like, man, I wish I could paint like him. Like, you're doing yourself a disservice. You have your own point. You were born with your own point of view. That's how cool this thing is. You're the only person with your eyes. You're the only person with your filter. You're the only person with your mind, with your filter, right? Why would you want to paint like someone else? We do this bad stuff to us. Like, one thing is to learn techniques and strategies and blah, 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 but then get your own, you already have it. Use your own point of view, right? And for me, this is the pebble many times. We're good at it. We already know how to do the job. We can do the job quick. We can do the job on point. We can do the job on time. We can do, we can create large paintings, small paintings, and whatever, if you're a painter like myself. And then we have the negative commentary. You're not good enough. When are you going to finish that? You're always procrastinating. Oh man, yeah, I'm really good, but people don't know it. People are not going to know it because you don't show it. How could people know it? No one's going to come to your studio and be like, oh man, we were waiting for you. Where have you been? Oh, great artist. Oh, master artist. Where have you been? We were waiting. The stars indicated your studio. We're here. Like, no one's going to do that. Come on, let's be realistic, right? And realistic because I don't like this word a lot, right? This whole realistic thing. But when I say let's be realistic, it's let's be realistic in the physical, right? In the physical, in the projection, man, aim for the moon, in the projection, aim at the moon, because you don't know, right? But in the physical, right, what you have right now, you have to be realistic in the sense that, look, if I don't show my work, how in the hell is it going to be found? If I don't paint, how am I going to sell? I know so many artists that are like, man, I can't be selling my stuff. I can't sell my stuff. I don't know what's going on. And then I'm like, oh, well, what do you got? And they're like, I got this and that. They got like 12 paintings, I'm like, dude, you're not Vermeer. Come on. You're not Da Vinci. Like, you can't get away with 12 paintings unless you're like this museum artist, already established artist or something. And then you're carrying these 12 paintings, this collection, right, around from museum to museum or big gallery. I don't know. You were at the Whitney and you had like 12 paintings, 12 large paintings. And maybe then you can get away with it. I still wouldn't use that approach personally. But like, people are like, my stuff is not selling. It's because you ain't got nothing to sell, man. Or no one's watching my videos. You're not showing the videos. You're not doing enough outflow. Why? Because the mind has you like this. It's got you by the head. It's hold on to you. It's preventing you from just plowing forward. Right? Your lid is still on. This is another thing that I learned from my mentor. You have your lid on, right? You got to remove that lid. You got to just pop it. You're still thinking you're a great artist. This has happened to me over and over and over, and I hated it, until I realized how to get that lid off. You're a great artist. You're great at creating artwork, and you're still going through like, my palette's not right. I didn't use the right brush. Oh man, I didn't gesso this correctly. And on and on. The photograph didn't come out right. Too much glare. And my eBay listing's off. Or whatever you sell your stuff. Or eBay's not high end enough for me. Or whatever, whatever you're using. Or I can only show my artwork in the right setting, with the right frame, in the right place. Of course, we all want that, but start anywhere. We all want that. We all want the best possible scenario, but the best possible scenario, it's perfectionism. And as you guys have heard me say before, perfectionism is it's really a phantom. Perfectionism is procrastination. It's just dressed.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, it's procrastination. It's just dressed up. It's like the Phantom of the Opera. It's like I look like perfectionism, but really deep down inside, it's procrastination. It's got you. It's grabbed you, and it doesn't want you to succeed because it's afraid. That's your mind. It doesn't want you to succeed. It's afraid. It's trying to do what is comfortable. So that's why I say, guys, do anything. It doesn't matter what you do, because when you do anything, what you do is that you drop the analysis by paralysis is what I'm trying to get you to drop. If you have it, if you don't, all power to you. But I know I had it, and I know I'm talking to maybe one or two of you that may have that. You've been analyzing your career. You've been analyzing, what should I do best? How should I do it? I don't want to look stupid. I don't want my art to be misrepresented and all this negative stuff, right? It's really negative stuff. It's not serving you any good. It's better to show it to the wrong gallery, but show it. It's better to show the wrong frame on it, but show it. Because the problem is that you're not showing it to enough people. There's another little bomb right there. Boom. You're not showing it to enough people. That's why you're scared.
And I think, too, people get obsessed with needing to plan. Like, if you plan enough, then...
It's my wife right there talking.
If you plan enough, then it'll come out perfect. But I feel like if we just remind ourselves of the 80s montage, then we know that it's, like, literally action to make stuff happen.
Yeah, think of any 80s... My wife just said a great point right now. Think of any 80s montage. Like, there's a movie, something's happening, we think of Rocky or whatever. Something bad happens.
They need to make money, or they need to get into some school.
They go into a montage, but the montage is, that's why it's a montage, right? It's really short, right? But they're really showing you months, maybe years of work. And the montage, it usually shows you like weeks and months, because they're trying to make it short, right?
Yeah.
But, because they're trying to teach you a lesson, really. Look, you have an aha moment. The next thing that happens, it's now action. But we have forgotten about the 80s montage. Power to the 80s montage.
Yeah.
Power. Yeah.
In Legally Blonde, they had the 80s montage.
Legally Blonde? Yeah. With what's her name?
With Elle Woods. And
Elle Woods.
Like, I'll show you. What is it? Was it? I'll show you who's dumb or whatever, I'll show you a dumb blonde. And then it goes into like legit 80s montage.
Yeah.
Like studying and...
How else is going to happen?
Right.
But it starts with the mindset. You have mindset. The mindset's right. Then you're going to have the enthusiasm and the power to create the outflow. Most of us, nothing is happening to us. I know I sound like I'm preaching to you guys, but nothing is happening for us because we ain't doing ish. We're not doing anything, or we're doing very little, and we're scratching our heads. Like, what's happening? Dude, nothing's happening. You're only 1 hour in the studio. Like, how can you make a living doing that? The barista is longer at Starbucks than you're in your studio. The barista is longer. The barista is there for like 12 hours, and you're in your studio there for like half an hour, and they're like, yeah, but it's art, but blah, blah, blah. But nobody knows you, dude.
The barista has to show up at 3:30 to prep for the day.
Yeah, I was talking to this barista.
When you could be prepping for your day.
I was talking to my special barista who makes my special Starbucks. She's like, I was here at 3 in the morning, 3:30 or 3 in the morning. I was like, man, what a hustle. Even I don't do that. And I'm supposed to be hungrier than you, I'm supposed to be the one who's like talking about be hungry, be out there, get your stuff out, create outflow, create your artwork. And the barista she just came and slapped me. She's like, dude, hush, hush with your hustle. I was here at 3:30 in the morning. Imagine if you as an brewing coffee, getting paid I don't know what. I'm not saying it's a bad job. I've done every job you can think of. It's not that. It's the fact that any job will require you to show up and work. Why don't we do this with our artwork? Why is it that many artists think that we have to think our way there? Many of us artists, we behave like philosophers. We behave like, oh man, I gotta think about it. No, you don't, dude. It's work. And your artwork, it's a product. Yes, I dropped the P word. It's a product. Like, to you is your art, to another artist, it's art. To a collector, if they were well read and understand the subject, maybe they're like, they get more like, oh yeah, I see the art, blah blah blah. But to most people, to a gallery, to most people, it's an item, it's a product, it's something that goes over their couch. Or if they have more understanding and they love it more, it's still a product regardless. What if it doesn't fit? They're like, well, it doesn't fit, I'm gonna have to return it. Or can you make two of them that look with the same kind of color so that they can complement each other? Like I've had collectors ask me questions that people that don't collect artwork would. Why? Because at the end of the day, it's a product. But artists seem to be the ones who don't understand this. You know, we don't understand that it's a product. Yes, we love it. Yes, this. Yes, that. But we also have to understand that it's a product. And we have to understand that there's a market. And if that market doesn't know you, nothing's going to happen for you. I'm sorry. You're not even going to... We all wish that we would then go our way through, right? Someone's going to find out about who we are, and then someone's going to do right by us. It's stupid. Why? If you can make a living, if you can... Maybe you're not in the mode of making a living. Maybe you're in the mode of like showing your work. If you can show your work, why are you waiting? You know, it's so attainable. And as I mentioned, I live in the U.S. I don't know other countries, but I assume some countries are harder than others. It's so effing attainable here. It's so easy. It's like if you laugh your way to the gallery. I've made the mistake of turning down exhibits when I first remember. Yeah. I made the mistake of turning down exhibits because it's so easy. Now I'm like, oh man, I should have done that. That was stupid. I should have just created more work and send exhibits there. You know, create exhibits. But anyways, guys, take care. I hope you guys got any value from this. I love the hearts. Thank you so much. I'm going to run again with the three steps, okay? How to get your mindset right. You want to do anything. Don't worry about what you're going to do. Do it quick, because speed will give you. What happens is when you do speed, when you're in speed, it gives you outcome too, right? It shows you the fruit. So you get more excited. If you do it slow, it's going to take so much longer for fruit to be shown. So the excitement you need to get rewarded. That's why speed is so important. So do anything, do it quick, and do multiple tasks in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year. Whatever you can do, whatever your possibility allows you. I know some people, they have different possibilities. Whatever your possibility allows you, but you want to be able to put in more. They asked Elon Musk something, right? Like about hustle or whatever, work. And he said something along the lines of, well, yeah, if your competitors are working 40 hours, but you're working 80, I mean, come on. He didn't say, oh, if your competitor has an IQ of blah, 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 and you're smarter. No, he talked about hours work. You're talking about a guy who's extremely intelligent, who's like, I guess he has a huge hustle muscle, and he's still talking about hours of work and just work ethic. That says so much to me. Anyways, I'll leave you guys with that. Take care. I got to go do some artwork. Adios.